get boom, boom, boom. Gotta get boom, boom, boom. Gotta get boom.
Hello, and welcome to my first movie review. Today I will be reviewing the movie 9 by Shane Acker, produced by Tim Burton, which is just pure awesomeness, in a little bowl with some ramen noodles. It's tasty. Anyway, so 9. I have heard before that this movie has gotten a lot of bad reviews because people say that it doesn't have enough character development. People say that it had no story. People said that they just basically said it had no development whatsoever. Now, I'm going to add my input on that. One, I did not think that they were correct on saying that there wasn't enough character development, because I saw that the characters were actually very developed. It was very distinguishable which part of the inventor's soul was which was which part of them. It was very easy to distinguish that, and I thought it was very clever. And yeah, so that's basically the good part about it, about like people's other reviews. But one thing that I have to agree with, and I'm really upset about agreeing with this because I really liked the movie, but I have to say, story-wise, it did not meet my expectations. Because, I mean, it was a very simple story. There was no, like, complexity whatsoever to the story and the plot line. I mean, it's like a very, very, very simplified version of Lord of the Rings. There's a problem, let's go fix it. Some people die, we come back. I don't know, but I think I'm still going to give this movie, from a 1 to 10, a 9. That wasn't a pun. Anyway, I'm still going to give this movie a 9 because the visuals made up for it. Like, a lot. Visually, it was like, so good visually. I mean, the way he displays things, it's very clever. The action scenes were phenomenal. I don't think I've ever seen such intense, beautiful action sequences in an animated movie. So, Acker, give you thumbs up, double thumbs for that, because it's pretty awesome. What else was I gonna say? Sorry. I'm eating Halloween candy. It's not even Halloween yet. What else can I say about this movie? I guess I can go into a couple of different character, like, reviews. 1, I didn't like 1, just because, I mean, who likes 1? He's, like, mean to everyone. Anyway. But I can understand where he was coming from in his sense of, oh, I have to protect everybody. Because, I mean, heck, it was dangerous. Half of them, like, died. And to all those of you who haven't seen it, why the heck are you watching this review in the first place? Because you haven't seen the movie yet, so you're probably going to end up hearing some spoilers. But if you are watching this movie for spoilers, well, this little clip, if you're looking for spoilage, I guess you can watch it. Anyway, so 1, didn't like him as a character, but that's my own opinion. 2, I didn't see much of 2. What I did see of him, he was very sweet. I could tell that he was very warm, very knowing, very caring. And I deduced that 2 kind of represented the scientist's adult-like maturity about things, almost. Yeah, so that's basically 2. And his relationship with 5, what I saw of that, the very little I saw of that, it was so intensely sweet that I'm like, oh, that's adorable. But anyway, on to 3 and 4, and I'm putting them together because if you break them apart, you're going to get the same thing. I thought they represented the scientist's inquisitive side to know certain things. That's basically what I saw 3 and 4 as, and they're just adorable. The way that they talk, like, through their eyes, I thought that was so cool. Very clever. So I give Acker another double thumbs up for that, because that was pretty clever. Who's next? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I have only one thing to say about 5. I love him. Aw, okay. So, his very innocent, weak, cowardly, I don't know, his whole persona was just kind of like, it made you go, aw, just a little bit. Alright, 6 was cool. I mean, everyone's like, oh, 6 is crazy. He was a small character. I didn't pay much attention to him. Me, I paid attention to 6 because I just thought he was really cool. I mean, he looked cool, for one thing. His whole character was, very, it was kind of difficult to decipher. I mean, of course you saw on the outside, he's kind of crazy, and he's kind of like, oh, I'm like this crazy, druggy guy who sees the future and draws them with my hands, but no, I thought he was really cool. He obviously, to me, represented the scientist's basic knowledge of things. But, I mean, no one would believe him, because in the beginning, nobody knew about the scientist. So they were just like, wow, he must be pretty nuts. He's rattling off all this stuff that nobody knows anything about. I thought it was cool. Anyway. Who's next? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 was beast, man. I mean, really, she was pretty kick-ass. She only girl, apparently. And it makes it all the more awesomer, the fact that the only girl is the one who's, like, willing to go out there and, like, fight a lot. She's like the cool ninja of the group, but she's the only girl, which makes it really awesome. Anyway, I'm kind of not a 9 and 7 supporter, because, I don't know, it was in there a little, but not enough, I think. Well, maybe. To some people it could be called canon, but me, I'm just like, I'm not really. To tell you the truth, I'm not saying I'm like a supporter of Slash stuff, but I actually thought there was way more 9 and 5 than 7 and 9. I really did. And if you've seen it, you obviously would agree with me, because there were a lot more scenes. And they had a lot more interaction, so maybe that's why. Okay, what else can I say? Who's next? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8. He's 8. I just saw him as the brute force of the team. He was one's tool, basically. I was like, okay. He didn't really have much of a character of his own, other than he was like a servant to 1, which is what I really saw. That's basically all I saw of 8. There wasn't much about him that was, I think of all of them, he was the most undeveloped. But anyway, that's my opinion on 8. 9, I thought 9 was pretty cool. I mean, he's the main character. You gotta kind of think the main character's cool, I guess. He was definitely the scientist leadership kind of side. His automatic, like, ability and desire and obvious talent to lead caught me a little bit off guard, because, I mean, you know that they come from the scientists, it's just you're not thinking of it every 2 seconds. So when he automatically comes off as this leader, you're kind of like, wow, where'd he get that from? That was my only problem with 9. And it is only my opinion, so nobody kill me. What else can I talk about? Oh, the monsters, the beasts. They were really, really amazing. I have to say my favorite was probably the seamstress of all of them, because I mean, that thing is just like, it's like a snake doll head sewing creature. It was really cool. That also ties in with the visuals. The visuals of the monsters and the battle scenes was just like, oh, so cool. The humor much of it. Very little, very subtle. It was very dark, which is one thing I actually liked about it. The artistry of the darkness in the film was very, very, very cool and moving. I mean, you get that kind of thing like with Tim Burton movies, but when it's not Tim Burton, I know he had something to do with it, but it's by Shane Acker. He's the main head honcho. He did a pretty good job. And maybe it was because he had Tim Burton's help, I don't know, but all in all, I give this movie a 9. And not just because it's called 9, but I do because it was really good. It was really good.